Chosen one, have you ever wondered why your prayers feel like they're hitting a ceiling? Why the people you trusted most turned their backs when you needed them? Why, after decades of faithfulness, you feel more alone now than ever before? Listen to me very carefully. God is crying to reach you right now, not tomorrow, not next Sunday, right now. And I need you to understand something. This is not a sermon. This is not religious entertainment. This is a summons from heaven itself. There is a major arrest coming. Not in the courts of men, but in the courts of eternity. And the target? Every demon, every accuser, every force that has stood between you and your divine destiny. You felt it, haven't you? That weight on your chest at 3 a.m., that gnawing sense that something is happening in the invisible realm, something you can't see but you can feel. Like heaven is moving furniture around your life, and you're caught between the old season dying and the new one being born. For 50 years I've studied the mysteries of Scripture. I've walked with the broken, the forgotten, the spiritually exhausted, and I'm telling you what's happening to you right now is not random. It's not punishment. It's preparation. Heaven is crying, but not out of pain, out of purpose, out of divine frustration that you still don't see what's been set in motion on your behalf. Maybe you're watching this in a quiet room. Maybe nobody knows the battle you're fighting. Maybe you've given your best years to faith, raised your family in the church, and now the world feels colder than ever. The silence feels heavier. But I need you to hear this. Heaven has not forgotten your name. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why God's tears aren't weakness, they're warfare. Why the arrest that's coming will shatter every chain the enemy wrapped around your destiny. If you feel something stirring in your chest right now, if this isn't coincidence but divine appointment, type in the comments, I receive it. That's not superstition, that's agreement with heaven. And listen, thank you to every single one of you who has supported this message through super thanks. Your generosity means more than you know. You're not just giving, you're helping. Spread light to others who feel alone in their calling. Whether you give or not, I'm deeply grateful. Your presence here, your time, your attention, it all matters. If this message resonates with your soul, go ahead and sow that seed. Heaven is crying, but the tears, they're about to turn into thunder. Let's go. Why would an all-powerful God cry? What could move the creator of galaxies to weep over you? Someone the world has overlooked, someone who feels forgotten in a nursing home room or an empty house where the phone doesn't ring anymore. And if he's crying, what does that say about what's coming next? I need you to understand something that will change everything you thought you knew about suffering. God's tears aren't weakness. They're not pity. They're not some cosmic disappointment in how your life turned out. His tears are warfare. Every single tear that falls from heaven is a declaration of war against every lie the enemy whispered in your ear at 3 a.m. Every drop is a missile aimed at the darkness that tried to convince you that you don't matter anymore, that your best years are behind you, that nobody remembers your name. But here's what they don't want you to know. God doesn't cry over failures. He cries over prisoners who don't know they're about to be freed. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly seen? Not just noticed, but seen. When someone looked past your age, past your limitations, past the way society treats seniors like we're invisible, and saw the fire still burning inside you. You've carried so much. Betrayal from people you raised, rejection from a world that worships youth and forgets wisdom, false accusations that twisted your good intentions, prayers you lifted for decades that seemed to evaporate into silence. And somewhere along the way, you started believing the worst lie of all, that God moved on without you. Let me tell you what's really happening. Jeremiah 1-5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb I knew you. Before you were born I set you apart. Not before you were young and useful, before you even took your first breath." That calling didn't expire when you turned 70. It didn't retire when your body slowed down. It's still active, still ordained, still burning in heaven's archives. Those betrayals you suffered, they weren't random, they were strategic. The enemy doesn't waste ammunition on people who don't matter. He attacks threats. And beloved, if you've been under assault for years, if it feels like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, it's because heaven marked you as dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. And now God is crying because you're so close to breakthrough that the enemy is throwing everything he has left at you to make you quit before the victory manifests. Zephaniah 3:17 declares, "The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing." Read that again. He rejoices over you with singing, not over the successful, not over the young and strong. Over you right now, in this moment, with all your scars and questions and exhaustion. But here's where it gets powerful. There's a reason this message found you today. There's a reason you didn't scroll past this video. There's a reason something in your spirit said, "Wait, listen." An arrest is coming, not in the natural realm, though some of you will see literal justice manifest in your situations. I'm talking about a supernatural arrest, a divine intervention so precise, so overwhelming, that everyone who doubted you, everyone who counted you out, everyone who whispered that you were finished, they're going to witness heaven's vindication with their own eyes. Psalm 56:8 says, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book." Let that sink in. Every tear you cried when nobody was watching. Bottled, recorded, catalogued, not forgotten, weaponized. God doesn't collect your tears like some sentimental hobby. He's building a case. He's gathering evidence. And when heaven's court convenes, and beloved, it's convening right now, every tear becomes a witness. Every sleepless night becomes testimony. Every betrayal becomes proof that you stayed faithful when you had every reason to walk away. The arrest that's coming isn't just about your enemies being stopped. It's about every demonic assignment, every false narrative, every spirit of delay being bound in chains and dragged out of your timeline. Do you feel that? That stirring in your chest? That's not anxiety. That's not fear. That's heaven's gavel about to strike. You've been in the waiting room too long. You've watched others get called while you sat there wondering if God forgot your appointment. But what you didn't see was the behind-the-scenes preparation, the way heaven was clearing out corruption in your next season, the way angels were setting ambushes for your breakthrough. Those weren't punishments. They were positioning. Heaven needed you refined, not ruined, purified, not destroyed. And now, right now, as you're hearing these words, the final pieces are clicking into place. God is crying because he sees what you can't see yet. He sees the door about to open. He sees the phone about to ring with the call that changes everything. He sees the sudden provision, the unexpected reconciliation, the medical report that defies logic, the loneliness about to shatter under the weight of divine purpose flooding back into your life. His tears aren't sadness. They're liquid fire washing your name clean in the courts of heaven, burning away every false label, every curse, every limitation the enemy tried to make permanent. Don't you dare scroll away now. Don't minimize this window. Don't let distractions steal what's about to be downloaded into your spirit. The next few minutes will show you exactly what this arrest looks like and why your suffering wasn't random. It was evidence of trust. God only cries over the ones he's about to publicly vindicate. And beloved, your vindication is no longer coming. It's here. You need to understand something that's been hidden from you for too long. Right now, while you're watching this, while you're breathing, while you're doubting, heaven's courtroom is in full session. And you are not just a spectator. You are the case being argued. Your name has been in rooms you never entered, conversations you never heard, accusations written in ink you never saw. The enemy has been building a case against you for years, every mistake, every moment of weakness, every time you stumbled. He's been stacking evidence, calling false witnesses, twisting your story into something unrecognizable. But here's what they don't want you to know. God just declared a mistrial. The gavel is raised. And everything, every lie, every false report, every demonic accusation is being shredded in real time. Listen to me closely. Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn." Did you catch that? You shall condemn. Not defend yourself, not beg for mercy. You get to watch as heaven itself dismantles the case against you. But this isn't just about defense. This is about arrest. The arrest that's coming isn't for you, it's for the darkness that's been hunting you. Every spirit of accusation that whispered your name in the night, every force that tried to convince you that you were too broken, too old, too forgotten, they're the ones being handcuffed. They're the ones being dragged out of heaven's courtroom in chains. You see, there's a reason you've felt that pressure lately, that heaviness, that sense that something massive is shifting in the unseen realm. It's because Michael the Archangel is standing beside you right now, not as a symbol, not as a metaphor, as heaven's enforcer. His sword is drawn, and he's not hesitating. He's cutting through every contract written in darkness, every agreement the enemy tried to forge, using your pain, your loneliness, your disappointments. Those contracts, they're being burned. The chains, they're being shattered. The voices that told you it was over, they're being silenced. Amos 5:24 declares, "Let justice roll down like waters, and righteousness like a mighty stream." Not a trickle, not a whisper, a flood. And it's coming for every lie that's been spoken over your life. Think about it. How many times have people judged you without knowing your story? How many times did you lie awake wondering if God even saw what you were going through? How many nights did you feel like the walls were closing in and nobody, not your family, not your friends, not even the church, understood the weight you were carrying? Heaven saw every single moment. And now, the reversal is here. You've been on trial long enough. You've carried the weight of other people's assumptions, their betrayals, their coldness. You've shouldered blame that was never yours to carry. And all this time, you thought God was distant. You thought he was silent, but he wasn't silent. He was gathering evidence. Every tear you cried in secret, evidence. Every prayer you whispered when you could barely speak, evidence. Every time you got up when the world told you to stay down, evidence. And now, in heaven's courtroom, that evidence is being presented not against you, but for you. God is standing before the courts of eternity, and he's declaring, "This one is mine. This one has been faithful, and I will not allow another day of false accusation to stand." Do you feel that? That stirring in your spirit? That's not anxiety. That's divine vindication beginning to manifest. You are not the one being arrested. Darkness is. The spirits that tormented you, arrested. The lies that kept you in bondage, arrested. The voices that told you it was too late, that you missed your moment, that God had moved on, arrested. Every tongue that rose against you in judgment is being condemned right now, not by your effort, not by your defense, by heaven's decree. And here's what makes this so powerful. You don't have to fight this battle. You don't have to prove your innocence. You don't have to convince anyone of your worth. God himself is your defender. The creator of the universe is standing in court saying, "I know this one. I chose this one. And I'm reversing every verdict the enemy tried to impose." But you have to understand the urgency of this moment. This isn't just spiritual theory. This is happening now. The shift is in motion. The arrest warrant has been issued. And heaven is waiting for one thing: your agreement. If you've ever been falsely accused, if you've ever felt the sting of betrayal, the weight of misunderstanding, the crushing pressure of carrying blame that wasn't yours, I need you to say it out loud right now. God is my defender. Don't just think it, speak it, type it in the comments below. Because when you declare it, you're not just making a statement, you're activating heaven's legal authority over your situation. You're agreeing with what God has already decreed in the unseen. This is your moment. This is your reversal. This is the arrest that breaks every chain. And I need you to hear this clearly. The tears God is crying over you are not tears of sadness. They're tears of a father who's about to execute justice on behalf of his child. They're tears of divine rage against everything that tried to steal your destiny. They're tears that are about to turn into thunder. Because when God moves in the courtroom of heaven, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop the verdict from manifesting in your life. So here's my question for you, and I need you to sit with this. If heaven's court has already ruled in your favor, why are you still living like the trial is ongoing? Let me tell you what's really happening right now in the invisible realm. There is an arrest taking place. Not in your neighborhood precinct, not in some courtroom downtown. This arrest is being executed in the courts of heaven, and the defendant, every lie ever spoken over your life, every false accusation, every twisted report, every manipulated narrative that painted you as the villain when you were the victim, every system that rejected you, overlooked you, buried your name in silence. They are being arrested right now, this moment. While you're watching this, angels are descending like officers of divine light, and they're carrying invisible cuffs of justice. The gavel has already fallen. The verdict has already been declared. And what the enemy thought he got away with, it's being reversed in real time. You want to know why you've felt such intense spiritual pressure lately? Why everything seems to be shaking? Why relationships are ending, structures are collapsing, and nothing feels stable anymore? It's not your breakdown, it's their takedown. Heaven is dismantling the false systems that held you captive. The lies are suffocating under divine pressure. The manipulators are losing their grip. The narrative is flipping. And I need you to understand something. God doesn't just defend you in private. He vindicates you publicly. He doesn't whisper your innocence in the shadows. He roars your truth in the halls of eternity until earth hears the echo. Let me take you to Genesis 37. Joseph, 17 years old, favorite son, dreamer, anointed. His own brothers threw him in a pit, sold him into slavery for 20 pieces of silver. Then they dipped his coat in goat's blood and told their father he was dead. False report, false evidence, false narrative. Joseph ends up in Egypt, works his way up in Potiphar's house. Then Potiphar's wife tries to seduce him. He refuses. She lies, accuses him of assault, another false report. And Joseph, the innocent man, gets thrown into prison, pit to prison, rejection to false accusation, dream to dungeon. And for 13 years it looked like the liars won. For 13 years it seemed like injustice had the final word. But here's what hell didn't know. God was using the pit to prepare the palace. Every year in that prison, God was building Joseph's character for a throne. Every false accusation, God was documenting evidence for a divine reversal. Every tear Joseph cried in that cell, heaven was bottling it as proof for the prosecution. And then one day, Genesis 41, Pharaoh has a dream. Nobody can interpret it. Suddenly, someone remembers Joseph. They pull him out of prison, clean him up, bring him before the most powerful man in the world. And in one day, one single day, Joseph goes from prisoner to prime minister, from the pit to the palace, from falsely accused to second in command of the greatest empire on earth. The arrest happened. Justice descended. Truth roared. Now look at your life. You thought retirement was your ending. God says it's your relaunch. You thought the betrayal was your obituary. God says it's your origin story. You thought being misunderstood was your legacy. God says it's your launching pad. See, the enemy wanted you to believe that your best years are behind you, that at 70, 75, 80 years old, your significance has expired, that you're too old to matter, too tired to fight, too forgotten to be found. That's the lie being arrested right now, because here's what heaven sees. You are not in your sunset. You are in your setup. Every year you've lived, every battle you've survived, every tear you've cried, it's all been evidence collection for this moment. God is about to vindicate you in front of the same people who wrote you off. He's about to restore your name in the same rooms where it was dragged through the mud. He's about to elevate you in the same systems that buried you. And just like Joseph, it won't take years. It'll take a moment. One divine moment when heaven says, "Enough. The arrest is complete. Bring them out, promote them, crown them." This isn't your downfall. This is your divine unveiling. Everything you thought you lost, you didn't lose it. It was being repositioned. Everyone who walked away, they weren't rejection. They were redirection. Every door that closed, it wasn't limitation. It was protection from a lesser destiny. The pit was preparation. The prison was positioning. And the palace is next. Heaven is crying not because you're failing, but because you still don't see what's already been set in motion. God is frustrated that you're still believing the old narrative when He's already written the new one. The arrest is here. The cuffs are on the lies, and your vindication is walking toward you right now. If that just hit your spirit like a lightning bolt, if something inside you just stood up and said, "Yes," then I need you to do something. Type in the comments right now, "This is my rise." Let heaven see your declaration. Let the enemy hear your agreement. Let your faith speak before your circumstance changes. Because what's coming next, you need to be ready for it. Now let me tell you something that will change everything you thought you knew about divine emotion. When a man cries, the world calls it weakness. When God cries, hell calls an emergency meeting. You see, we've been taught wrong. We've been conditioned to believe that tears equal defeat, that weeping means you've lost control. But that's a human interpretation of a heavenly language we were never meant to fully understand. God's tears aren't breakdowns, they're battle plans. Listen closely. In John chapter 11, when Jesus stood at the tomb of Lazarus, the Bible records the shortest verse in Scripture, "Jesus wept." Two words that have confused theologians for centuries. Why would the Son of God, who knew exactly what He was about to do, who had the power of resurrection in His voice, why would He cry? Because those tears weren't mourning death. They were marking resurrection. He wept not out of loss, but out of love so overwhelming, so strategically precise, that it had to manifest physically before the miracle could manifest supernaturally. His tears were the down payment on Lazarus walking out of that grave. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Every tear you've cried in the darkness of your bedroom, every silent sob at 2 a.m. when you thought nobody saw, nobody cared, those weren't wasted. They weren't signs that God abandoned you. They were liquid prayers ascending to heaven's war room. David understood this. In Psalm 56:8, he wrote something so profound it should shake you to your core. "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book." Did you catch that? Heaven has a filing system for your pain. God doesn't just see your tears. He collects them. He stores them. He records them with the precision of a divine accountant preparing evidence for court. And beloved, let me tell you what's happening right now in the realm you cannot see. That bottle, it's full. The record, it's complete. The evidence against every demon that tormented you, every person who betrayed you, every spirit that whispered you were forgotten. It's been compiled. This is why God is crying to reach you tonight. Not because He's sad, not because He's giving up on you. He's crying because the verdict is in. He's crying because justice delayed is not justice denied. It's justice being prepared with such meticulous care that when it finally drops, no appeal will stand, no demonic lawyer will find a loophole, no accuser will have a comeback. When heaven cries, it's not therapy, it's tactics. Think about this, really think about it. How many nights did you cry yourself to sleep, wondering if God even remembered your name? How many times did you wipe your eyes and whisper, "Does anyone see me?" How many tears fell on your pillow while the world went on like your pain didn't matter? Every single one was counted. And now, right now, in this moment, those tears are overflowing from heaven's bottle. Not because it's broken, but because it's time. Time for them to flood the earth as evidence. Time for them to drown every lie the enemy told you. Time for them to wash away every delay, every setback, every stolen blessing. Man's tears mark endings. God's tears mark new beginnings. I want you to do something right now. I want you to type these words in the comments. Every tear I cried was counted. Don't skip this. Don't think it's just words. This is how heaven tracks miracles. This is how faith becomes tangible. When you declare it, you're not speaking to me, you're speaking to principalities that tried to convince you those tears meant nothing. Tell them they were wrong, because here's the truth that makes demons tremble in their ranks. When heaven cries, hell calls for backup. When God weeps over you, it's not sympathy, it's strategic compassion. He's not crying because you're losing. He's crying because he sees what's coming for you, and he knows you're not ready for how good it's going to be. He's crying because the blessing is so big, the vindication so complete, the turnaround so dramatic, that his own heart can't contain it. He cries not to console, but to cleanse. Every tear is a weapon. Every sob is a sword being sharpened. Every moment you thought you were breaking was actually you being broken open so something greater could break through. And now, right now, God is wiping his eyes. Not because he's done crying, but because justice has arrived. Because the major arrest I told you about at the beginning, it's not coming. It's here. The tears have done their work. The evidence is sealed. The verdict is final. And what's about to happen in your life will prove that heaven never stopped fighting for you, even when you stopped fighting for yourself. But before I show you what this arrest looks like and who's being taken into custody, you need to understand one more thing. Why you were chosen to endure this in the first place. Let me tell you something that will shake the foundation of every lie you've believed about yourself. What was meant to bury you is now building you. You hear me? Every betrayal, every closed door, every night you cried yourself to sleep wondering if God had abandoned you, it wasn't the end of your story. It was the setup for your vindication. The enemy thought he had you cornered. He whispered in your ear, "You're too old. You're too broken. You've made too many mistakes. Nobody's coming to rescue you now." And maybe, just maybe, you started to believe it. But here's what hell didn't count on. God keeps records too, and his verdict overrules every accusation that's ever been spoken against you. You want to know what's happening in the invisible realm right now? Heaven's courtroom is in session. The judge of all eternity is reviewing your case, and every demon, every accuser, every voice that said you'd never make it, they're about to be silenced by divine decree. Psalm 23:5 says this, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." Read that again. In the presence, not after they're gone, not when the battle's over, right in front of them. God is setting a table of blessing, promotion, and restoration while your enemies watch. That's not just poetry. That's prophecy about your life right now. You see, the same people who walked away when you needed them most, they're going to witness what God does next. The same voices that mocked your faith when you were down, they're about to see heaven's reversal in living color. And here's the part that'll make you weep. They won't even be able to deny it. Because when God moves on your behalf, he doesn't do it in secret. He does it publicly, undeniably, so that everyone knows this wasn't luck, this wasn't coincidence, this was divine intervention. Genesis 50:20. Joseph said it to his brothers after years of slavery and false imprisonment. "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." Let that sink into your spirit. Everything the enemy threw at you, the sickness, the loneliness, the financial struggle, the family rejection, he meant it to destroy you. But God, he was using it to develop you, to forge you in the fire, to prepare you for a level of blessing you couldn't have carried before the breaking. You weren't being punished. You were being positioned. And now comes the part where heaven makes it official. The major arrest I told you about at the beginning. It's not just about stopping your enemies. It's about releasing your destiny. Every force that held you back is being forcibly removed by angelic warrant. Every chain that kept you bound is being shattered by divine authority. This is your moment. You won't be remembered for what tried to arrest you. You'll be remembered for how God released you. 50 years from now, when people tell your story, they won't talk about your struggles. They'll talk about your comeback. They'll point to your life and say, "That's what happens when heaven intervenes." Your grandchildren will hear about this season not as your defeat, but as your defining moment. The chapter where everything changed, where the underdog became the overcomer, where the forgotten became the favored. But you need to understand something. This reversal requires your agreement. God won't force blessing on you. He won't override your will. He's extending the verdict from heaven's court, but you have to receive it. You have to stop agreeing with the lies and start declaring the truth. Right now, I need you to do something. Whether you're alone in your living room or surrounded by people who don't understand your journey, I need you to make a declaration. If you're ready for heaven's reversal, if you're ready to stop living under the old verdict and start walking in the new one, I want you to shout it out loud or type it in the comments. I receive my vindication. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you're serving notice to every power of darkness that your season of obscurity is over. Because here's what I know. The moment you make that declaration, heaven responds. Angels are dispatched. Circumstances begin to shift. Doors that were sealed start to crack open. The same voices that counted you out, they're about to be shocked. The same people who wrote you off, they're about to be witnesses. And you're about to step into the chapter where God gets the last word. But before we go any further, you need to understand something crucial about this divine reversal, something most believers miss entirely. Because vindication isn't just about clearing your name, it's about reclaiming your assignment. Now let me tell you what heaven has been doing while you've been waiting. The arrest wasn't your end, it was your announcement. Every tear you cried in secret, God bottled it. Psalm 56:8 says he keeps them in a scroll. Every sleepless night when you questioned if anyone saw your pain, he was building a case, not against you, for you. Every person who walked away, every door that slammed shut, every silent treatment you endured, all of it was being documented in the courts of heaven. And here's what you need to understand. You weren't being punished. You were being positioned. You are heaven's evidence that God still fights for his children. Think about that. You sitting there right now, maybe in your living room, maybe feeling like your best days are behind you, you are the proof that God doesn't abandon his own. When the enemy whispers that you're too old, too tired, too forgotten, your very existence screams back, not on heaven's watch. But I need to address something that's been planted in your mind like a poisonous seed. This lie that because you're in your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, that somehow your assignment expired, that your purpose has a retirement age. Let me destroy that right now. Moses was 80 years old when God called him to lead a nation out of slavery. Not 30, not 40, 80. When most men were sitting by the fire telling old stories, Moses was walking into Pharaoh's palace with a stick and a stutter, confronting the most powerful empire on earth. Anna the prophetess was 84 when she recognized the infant Jesus in the temple. She didn't say, "I'm too old to prophesy." She proclaimed salvation to everyone who was waiting for redemption. At 84, she became the first evangelist of the Messiah. Caleb was 85 when he said to Joshua, "Give me this mountain." Not the valley, not the easy terrain, the mountain where the giants lived. And scripture says he drove them out. At 85, he was conquering territory that terrified men half his age. Do you see the pattern? Heaven doesn't retire you, it repositions you. Your wrinkles are not weakness, they're warrior marks. Your gray hair is not a sign of decline, it's a crown of glory. Proverbs 16:31 says so. Your slower pace is not a limitation, it's wisdom that knows you don't have to rush when you're walking with God. The world wants you to believe you're irrelevant. The enemy wants you isolated, but heaven is saying, not yet, not now, not ever. Because here's the truth, they don't want you to know the most dangerous believers are the ones who've survived everything and still have faith. You can't intimidate someone who's already been through hell and came out praising. You can't discourage someone who's watched God make a way when there was no way. And that's exactly why this major arrest is coming. Heaven has ruled in your favor. The verdict is in. The gavel has fallen. And you are being released, not into retirement, not into obscurity, but as a messenger of mercy and justice. You are being commissioned right now, not to build a mega ministry, not to travel the world, not to do what you think ministry is supposed to look like, but to be exactly where you are in your neighborhood, in your family, in your community, and carry the presence of God so tangibly that people feel it when you walk in a room. Your mission is to be the evidence, to let your life scream that God is faithful even when everything falls apart, to let your survival be someone else's hope, to let your story become the bridge that brings the broken back to heaven. This is not theoretical. This is not religious rhetoric. This is your divine commission. There are people in your sphere of influence. Maybe it's your grandchildren. Maybe it's the woman at the grocery store. Maybe it's the neighbor who never talks to anyone, who are one conversation away from giving up. And God is positioning you to be the voice that stops them. But you have to accept this. You have to say yes to what heaven is asking of you, not out of obligation, not out of guilt, but out of holy agreement that your life still matters, your voice still carries weight, and your assignment is still active. So here's what I need you to do right now. If you accept this mission, if you're willing to let God use the rest of your days, however many He's given you, to be His witness, type in the comments, I accept the mission, not as a spectator, not as someone just watching inspiration, but as someone who's stepping into their divine assignment right now. You are not an observer. You are the proof, and heaven is waiting for your answer. Before we close this moment together, I need you to stop everything you're doing right now. Put your hand on your chest. Do you feel that? That trembling underneath your ribs? That flutter you can't explain with logic or medicine? That's not anxiety, beloved. That's not your mind playing tricks on you. That's heaven agreeing with this word. For too long, you've carried accusations that were never yours to bear. Someone wrote lies about your character. Someone twisted your intentions. Someone took your kindness and turned it into a weapon against you, and you've been walking around like a defendant in a trial that never should have happened. But listen to what Psalm 35:1 says. Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. God doesn't just defend you passively. He contends for you. He steps into the courtroom of the spirit realm and says, not on my watch. The major arrest I've been talking about, it's already in motion. Every demonic case file, every false witness, every midnight accusation whispered over your name while you were sleeping, heaven is shutting it down right now, not next year, not when you finally get it together, not when you prove yourself worthy, right now. But here's what I need you to understand. This divine intervention requires your participation, not your perfection, your permission. You have to open your hands and release what you've been gripping so tightly. The need to defend yourself, the urge to keep explaining, the exhaustion of trying to fix what only God can judge. Isaiah 54:17 declares, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. Did you catch that? You shall condemn, not them, not the jury of public opinion. You, because when God vindicates you, He gives you the authority to close the case yourself. So we're going to pray together right now, not as strangers, not as viewers and speaker, as co-laborers in the kingdom, as warriors who've been through the fire and refuse to come out smelling like smoke. If you're ready, I want you to say these words out loud. Don't just think them. Don't whisper them in your head. Speak them into the atmosphere. Let the enemy hear your agreement with heaven. Say it with me. Lord, I yield my name to you. You're not holding on to your reputation anymore. You're placing it in the only hands that can restore it. Every Google search, every whispered conversation, Every side eye at the grocery store, you're handing it over. Now say this: every lie written against me is null and void. In Jesus' name, every false narrative loses its power right now. Every twisted story, every half-truth dressed up as fact, the ink is dissolving. The records are being expunged. Revelation 12:10 says the accuser has been cast down, and that includes every human being he used as a mouthpiece. Keep going with me. Let heaven's tears wash every record clean. God isn't crying because he's weak. He's crying because he sees what they did to you, and he's about to make it right. Those tears, they're turning into a flood that washes away every stain, every scar, every mark the enemy tried to brand you with. Now here's the part that separates the chosen from the comfortable. Send me where truth must roar and mercy must reign. You're not just getting cleared, you're getting commissioned. God doesn't waste pain. He's about to send you into rooms where your testimony will shatter someone else's prison, where your survival becomes their roadmap, where your scars become their proof that resurrection is real. But you have to be willing to go. You have to be willing to stop hiding. You have to be willing to let your story become a weapon in someone else's hand. The major arrest isn't just about justice for you. It's about freedom for every person still locked in the cell you just walked out of. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you feel that trembling in your chest? That's not fear. That's not doubt. That's destiny knocking. If this prayer touched something deep inside you, if you felt heaven move while we were speaking these words, I need you to do two things. First, type Amen in the comments right now. Not because it's magic, because it's agreement. Because when you declare so be it, you're aligning your will with God's will. You're saying, I'm not a victim anymore. I'm a vessel. Second, share this message with someone who's fighting an unseen battle. Someone who's been falsely accused. Someone who feels like the trial will never end. Be the messenger heaven uses. Be the one who shows up at their 3 a.m. with proof that God still speaks. Because here's the final truth I need you to walk away with today. You are not being arrested. You are being remembered. Heaven hasn't forgotten your name, your tears, your sleepless nights, your silent prayers in the car before you walked into another day of judgment. God has been building a case for you the entire time. And the verdict? Not guilty. Fully restored. Powerfully sent. Now go be the evidence that miracles still happen. Now let me take you somewhere most preachers won't go. I want you to close your eyes for just a moment and imagine this with me. Heaven's courtroom, not the cartoon version you saw in Sunday school. I'm talking about the real thing. Lightning crackling across marble floors. The atmosphere so thick with holiness you can barely breathe. And there, in the center of it all, stand the scrolls, thousands of them, each one covered in accusations written against you. Failure, unworthy, abandoned, too old to matter, forgotten. You see, dear one, while you've been living your life, raising your kids, working your job, showing up to church, there's been a case building in the realm you cannot see. The enemy has been busy. He's been whispering to principalities, filing charges, stacking evidence. He's convinced you that your best days are behind you, that your prayers don't penetrate, that heaven moved on without you. But here's what the accuser didn't count on. God has been crying. Not crying out of weakness, not crying because he's powerless. The judge of eternity has been weeping over your case because he knows something the prosecutor doesn't. He knows the truth. And in heaven's court, truth doesn't just set you free, it destroys the lie at its root. Look at what happened in Zechariah chapter 3, verses 1 and 2. Joshua the high priest stood before the angel of the Lord, and Satan stood at his right hand to accuse him. The Bible says Joshua was clothed in filthy garments representing every sin, every failure, every reason he shouldn't be standing there. And what did God do? He didn't debate the accuser. He didn't negotiate. He said one word: rebuke. The Lord rebuke you, Satan. The Lord who has chosen Jerusalem rebuke you. Chosen one, Do you understand what just happened there? God didn't defend Joshua based on his performance. He defended him based on one thing: he had been chosen. And if you're hearing this message right now, if something in your spirit is burning as these words hit your ears, you need to know you weren't randomly recommended this video. You were summoned to hear your verdict. Heaven's courtroom is in session right now, and the judge, he's standing. His robe is soaked, not with blood this time, but with tears. Tears. He's shed watching you suffer under false accusations. Tears. He's cried seeing you believe the lies about your worth. Every tear that fell from the throne has become ink, and that ink is rewriting your story. The gavel is about to fall. Can you hear it? That rumbling, that's not thunder from a storm. That's the sound of divine justice about to crack open the atmosphere over your life. Revelation 12:10 says, "The accuser of our brothers and sisters has been hurled down, he who accuses them before our God day and night." Day and night. He's been working overtime on your case. But here's the major arrest I've been telling you about. The defendant isn't you anymore. The accuser is about to be handcuffed by the very chains he tried to wrap around your destiny. Let me show you something that'll blow your mind. Your enemy was never your ex-spouse who left you. It wasn't your children who don't call anymore. It wasn't the church that hurt you or the friends who abandoned you when you got sick. Those were just players in a script they didn't even know they were reading. Your real enemy was the narrative, the demonic storyline written in the unseen realm that said you don't matter anymore. But here comes the verdict. The judge rises. The courtroom falls silent. Angels lean forward, and he speaks with a voice that shakes foundations. Enough. The case is closed. Every accusation erased. Every charge dismissed. Every scroll burned. The child is cleared, not because you earned it, not because you were perfect, but because he chose you before the foundation of the world, and what God chooses, hell cannot cancel. Do you know what happens when heaven rules in your favor? It's not just that voices get silenced. God doesn't just tell your enemies to shut up. He goes further. Psalm 109:29 says, "My accusers will be clothed with disgrace and wrapped in shame as in a cloak." The very shame they tried to put on you, it's being transferred back to its sender. That's not revenge, that's divine justice. And here's where it gets personal. Every sleepless night at 3 a.m. when you wondered if God still heard you, that was him gathering evidence for you, not against you. Every time you felt invisible, he was building your case in secret. Every tear you cried into your pillow thinking nobody cared, he collected them in a bottle according to Psalm 56:8. And now those tears have become the signature on your release papers. The verdict is in. Chosen one. You are cleared. You are vindicated. You are released. If you believe, if something just shifted in your spirit, I need you to type these 4 words in the comments right now. The case is closed. Don't just read this. Declare it. Because when you agree with heaven's verdict, you activate it in the earthly realm. But here's what you need to understand as we move forward. The arrest isn't finished yet. The verdict has been read, yes. But now comes the execution of that verdict. And what heaven is about to do in the next season of your life will make everyone who wrote you off wish they'd stayed in the story. Are you ready to see what happens when God stops crying and starts moving? You need to understand something that most preachers won't tell you. God's tears were never the end of the story. They were the beginning of his war. Every tear heaven shed over your suffering, every moment he watched you endure, betrayal, abandonment, false accusations, those weren't signs of divine weakness. They were ammunition being loaded into the chambers of celestial justice. Heaven cried, heaven moved, and now heaven roars. Let me take you somewhere most people never go, into the throne room itself, into the moment when God's compassion transforms into unstoppable force. Because here's what the enemy never calculated. When you push the Father's children too far, when you torment them past their breaking point, when you think their silence means God isn't watching, you awaken something ancient, something terrible, something glorious. The Bible calls it the voice of the Lord. Psalm 29 says it this way, The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars, not bends them, not shakes them, breaks them. The cedars of Lebanon, trees that stood 120 feet tall, trees that took centuries to grow, shattered like toothpicks when God spoke. That's the voice coming for your situation right now. Isaiah 42:13 puts it even more directly. The Lord will go forth like a warrior. He will arouse his zeal like a man of war. He will utter a shout. Yes, he will raise a war cry. Read that again. God isn't coming as a counselor, not as a life coach. He's coming as a warrior with a war cry in his throat. And dear chosen one, that war cry has your name embedded in it. Think about this. For decades, you've held your faith quietly. You've endured the church gossip, the family members who mocked your devotion, the nights when your prayers felt like they evaporated before reaching the ceiling. You've been the faithful one in a faithless generation, the steady one when everyone else wavered. You thought God wasn't noticing. But here's the shock. He was documenting. Every tear you cried into your pillow at 2 a.m. recorded in heaven's archives. Every time someone took credit for your work, stabbed you in the back, left you standing alone, written in the books of divine justice. Every moment you wanted to quit but kept going anyway. That became evidence in the courtroom of eternity. And now the verdict is in. The gavel is about to fall. But not on you, on them, on every force, every person, every demonic assignment that thought they could touch God's anointed and walk away clean. This is what the major arrest means. It's not happening in Manhattan courtrooms or Washington halls. It's happening in dimensions you can't see with natural eyes. Right now, angelic forces are surrounding the very people and powers that came against you. Warrants have been issued in heaven's jurisdiction. And when heaven executes justice, there is no appeal process. Can I tell you what this roar sounds like? It's not loud to scare you. It's loud because it's traveling across time and space on your behalf. It's echoing backward into your past, nullifying every curse spoken over you. It's echoing forward into your future, clearing the path of every obstacle the enemy planted. It's echoing sideways into your present, right now, breaking chains you didn't even know were there. The air itself is trembling with justice. Lightning is cracking like celestial applause. And the sound, that thunder you've been hearing in your spirit, that's not a storm coming, that's heaven's war drums announcing your vindication. You've spent 70, 80, maybe 90 years on this earth. You've buried loved ones. You've survived wars, recessions, heartbreaks that would have destroyed weaker people. You've given your best years to faith, to family, to a God who sometimes seemed silent. But God was never silent. He was strategizing. Every delay was him positioning pieces on a chessboard you couldn't see. Every closed door was him protecting you from traps disguised as opportunities. Every season of isolation was him separating you from people who would have contaminated your destiny. And now, right now, heaven is shouting on your behalf. Not whispering, not suggesting, shouting. This roar isn't to intimidate you, it's to summon you. To wake you up from the stupor of disappointment. To resurrect the warrior you buried under years of religious politeness and spiritual exhaustion. Because the generation behind you is watching. Your grandchildren need to see what it looks like when God shows up for someone who refused to quit. Your lineage needs a testimony that will echo for 100 years. And you, yes, you are that testimony being written in real time. So let me ask you something, and I want you to answer out loud. Even if you're alone in your living room right now, can you hear it? That low rumble in your spirit? That sense that something massive is shifting in the invisible realm? If you can, if this isn't just words but a frequency your soul is tuning into, I need you to do something. Type in the comments right now, heaven is roaring for me. Because every word you write echoes in heaven's frequency. Every declaration you make activates angelic assignments. The roar has begun, and it's reverberating your breakthrough across generations. But here's what you need to know about what happens next. When heaven cries, earth trembles. But when heaven roars, earth releases. Let me tell you something that will change how you see every tear you've cried, every sleepless night you've endured, every moment you thought God had forgotten you. Heaven's tears aren't wasted. They're weaponized. Listen, in the book of Psalms, David writes, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book." Psalm 56:8. Did you catch that? God doesn't ignore your pain. He bottles it. He records it. Every tear you've cried in secret, every prayer you whispered through clenched teeth, every moment you felt like giving up, heaven was taking notes. And now those tears are about to water something you thought was dead. Think about rain for a moment. When the sky cries, what happens? The cracked earth opens up. The seeds buried beneath the surface, seeds you forgot, you even planted, suddenly push through the dirt. What looked dead wasn't dead. It was dormant, waiting for the right season, waiting for heaven's tears to break the drought. Some of you watching this right now have been in a spiritual drought so long you forgot what growth feels like. You've been dry, empty. You wake up, go through the motions, say the right words, but inside, you feel like a desert. The praise doesn't come as easy. The faith feels forced. You look at your life and wonder, where is the harvest I was promised? I need you to hear me. The drought is breaking. You weren't abandoned during those barren years. You were being watered in secret. Deep beneath the surface, where no one could see, God was working roots into your life that are about to produce fruit you never imagined. The delay wasn't denial, it was development. In Genesis 2:5-6, Scripture says, "No shrub had yet appeared on the earth, and no plant had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not sent rain on the earth. But streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground." Before the rain came publicly, God was watering privately. Before anyone saw the breakthrough, God was preparing the ground. That's what He's been doing in you. Your friends don't see it yet. Your family doesn't understand it. You barely believe it yourself. But heaven sees what's about to bloom. And the tears you thought were signs of weakness, they were actually irrigation for your destiny. Every drop of divine sorrow waters the soil of your breakthrough. I've walked with thousands of believers over 5 decades, and I can tell you this: the ones who experienced the deepest droughts always produced the richest harvests. Always. Because when God makes you wait, He's not punishing you, He's positioning you. He's driving your roots so deep into Him that when the storms of life come, you won't be moved. Job understood this. He lost everything: his children, his wealth, his health, his reputation. And in Job 14:7-9, he says something powerful. "At least there is hope for a tree. If it is cut down, it will sprout again, and its new shoots will not fail. Its roots may grow old in the ground, and its stump die in the soil, yet at the scent of water it will bud and put forth shoots like a plant." At the scent of water, that's where you are right now. You've been cut down. You've been through the winter. Your roots grew old waiting. But I'm telling you, you're about to catch the scent of water. Heaven is releasing rain over your life, and what looked dead is about to sprout again. The fields that looked barren, they're beginning to bloom. But here's what you need to understand. This rain isn't just for you. It's for everyone connected to you. Your children who walked away from faith, they're about to come back. Your marriage that felt cold, warmth is returning. Your finances that never seemed to break through, the floodgates are opening. Your health that's been declining, restoration is here. When heaven cries over your life, everything attached to you gets watered. Some of you have been carrying guilt, shame, regret over mistakes you made 10, 20, 30 years ago. You think, "I'm too old now. I missed my moment. God can't use me anymore." And the enemy whispers, "You're disqualified. You're forgotten." That's a lie from hell. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. God specializes in making streams appear in wastelands. He loves taking what looks finished and breathing resurrection into it. You weren't abandoned. You were being watered in secret. And now, right now, heaven is releasing the rain you've been praying for. If you felt the drought breaking in your spirit, if something inside you is stirring awake, I want you to whisper this out loud, right where you are. Let it rain on me, Lord. That's not just a prayer. That's your personal prophecy. That's your agreement with what heaven is already releasing. But understand this, the rain is just the beginning. Because what comes after the rain? The harvest. And that harvest is about to expose every enemy who thought you were finished. Now let me tell you something that's happening right now in the invisible realm, something most people will never see, but you are about to witness. Behind closed doors, hidden things are unraveling. The whispers that wounded you, they're turning against their sources. The lies that were spoken about you in secret meetings, in family gatherings, in church hallways when you weren't there, every single word is being played back in heaven's courtroom. And the judge, he's not impressed. You see, there's something the enemy didn't count on. He thought if he kept his accusations quiet enough, if he buried the evidence deep enough, if he moved in the shadows long enough, God wouldn't notice. But chosen one, let me remind you of what Daniel 2:22 says. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what lies in darkness, and light dwells with him. Nothing, and I mean nothing, stays hidden when God decides it's time for exposure. Right now, at this very moment, there are angelic forces moving through the corridors of your life. They're entering rooms you've never been allowed in. They're opening files you were never meant to see. They're pulling back curtains on conversations that happened about you, against you, to sabotage you. And here's what's astounding. The very people who plotted in secret are about to be undone by their own words, their own emails, their own text messages, their own midnight phone calls. The exposure has already begun. Maybe you don't see it yet with your natural eyes. Maybe it looks like nothing's changed. But I'm telling you, in the realm of the spirit, documents are dissolving, lies are evaporating, false narratives are crumbling like ancient scrolls catching fire under the light of divine truth. Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do? Have you ever had your character assassinated by people who smiled in your face? Have you ever lost a job, a relationship, a reputation because someone lied about you and everyone believed them? Listen closely. That hurt, that injustice, that sleepless night when you cried out to God asking, "Why won't you clear my name?" He heard you, and he's been building a case ever since. But here's where most believers miss it. They think exposure is about revenge. They think God is going to humiliate their enemies, drag them through the mud, make them suffer the way they suffered. No, this exposure isn't humiliation, it's healing. God doesn't expose your enemies to satisfy your flesh. He exposes the darkness to set you free from its grip. He pulls back the veil so you can finally see that the battle was never about you being weak, it was about you being targeted. And you only get targeted when you carry something the kingdom of darkness cannot afford to let flourish. Psalm 37:6 promises this. He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday Sunday. Not maybe, not hopefully. He will. And here's the part that should make your spirit leap. The very thing that tried to bury you is about to testify on your behalf. Think about Joseph. His brothers threw him in a pit, sold him into slavery, told their father he was dead. But years later, when famine struck, those same brothers had to bow before Joseph, not because he sought revenge, but because God positioned him as the solution to their crisis. The exposure wasn't for Joseph's ego, it was for his family's salvation. Do you see it now? The people who hurt you aren't just being exposed for your sake, they're being exposed for their deliverance. Because sometimes the only way a hard heart breaks is when it sees the consequences of its own cruelty reflected back. And sometimes the only way you break free from bitterness is when you see that God was never absent, he was gathering evidence. Right now, there are phone calls being made, confessions being whispered, truths being forced into the light. People who swore they'd never apologize are feeling a strange weight on their chest, a divine pressure that won't let them sleep until they make it right. This isn't paranoia. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the major arrest unfolding. And the beautiful, terrifying Holy Ghost truth is this: you don't have to do a single thing. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to fight back. You don't have to post cryptic messages on social media hoping your enemies see them. You just have to stand still and watch God work. Exodus 14:14 says it plainly. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Be still, not passive, not defeated. Still like a defendant who knows the verdict is already written in their favor. So I'm asking you right now, will you release this into the atmosphere? Will you make a decree that shifts the spiritual climate around your situation? Type these words in the comments. Expose what's false, reveal what's true. Say it out loud if you have to. Let that be your decree. Let heaven hear your agreement with what God is already doing. Because here's what happens next, and you need to be ready for this when the exposure is complete, when the truth is undeniable, when the light has obliterated every shadow. The restoration begins. And what God is about to restore to you will make every tear you cried worth it. Now let me take you deeper into something most preachers won't tell you. There's a warrior in heaven who knows your name. Not just knows it, he's been assigned to it. His name is Michael, the Archangel, the commander of heaven's armies. And right now, as I'm speaking to you, he's standing between you and every force that's tried to destroy your destiny. You want to know why you're still here? Why you survived that diagnosis when the doctors gave you 6 months? Why you made it through that depression when the darkness whispered, end it? Why you're still standing after betrayal that should have buried you? It wasn't luck. Michael has been fighting battles you never saw, in realms you couldn't access. While you were crying in your bedroom, he was warring in the heavenlies. Wings ablaze with justice, sword dripping with holy fire. Scripture tells us in Psalm 91:11, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. That's not poetry, beloved. That's military strategy. God deployed an angelic force around your life, and you didn't even know the war was raging. But here's what breaks my heart. You've been living like you're unprotected, like you're fighting alone, like heaven forgot about you. Let me shatter that lie right now. Revelation 12:7 says, then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. You hear that? Michael doesn't negotiate with darkness. He doesn't counsel with demons. He fights. And every battle you fought in silence, every night you couldn't sleep because the weight was crushing you, every moment you wanted to quit but something kept you going, that was Michael, fighting beside you, blocking arrows you never saw coming, redirecting attacks aimed at your heart. That's why you survived what others didn't. That's why when everyone said you'd fail, you're still here watching this message. Because heaven assigned a warrior to your bloodline, and he doesn't abandon his post. But here's the prophetic shift I need you to catch. The angel who guarded you is now guarding your legacy. You thought this season was just about survival. No. This is about establishing something that outlives you, something your children and grandchildren will inherit. Michael isn't just protecting you anymore, he's protecting what's coming through you. Do you understand what I'm saying? The warfare intensified not because you're under attack, but because you're about to break through. The enemy doesn't waste ammunition on people going nowhere. He unleashes hell on those about to step into their kingdom assignment. And Michael, he's been preparing for this moment. Every giant you've faced trained you. Every Goliath that mocked you was really positioning you for promotion. You are not the target, you are the testimony. Heaven is about to show the world what happens when God fights for his own. When Michael unsheathes his sword on behalf of someone the enemy thought was finished. I'm talking to someone right now whose name has been slandered. Your reputation was dragged through the mud. People you loved, people you invested in turned their backs and spread lies about you. And you've been praying, God, when will you vindicate me? Beloved, the arrest I told you about at the beginning, it's not coming to you. It's coming for those who came against you. Michael is about to execute heaven's justice. Not your revenge, heaven's justice. But you have to believe it. You have to declare it. You have to shift from victim to victor. Because here's the truth that'll set you free tonight. You were never fighting that battle alone. When they gossiped about you, Michael was documenting evidence. When they schemed against you, he was building a case. When they celebrated your pain, he was sharpening his blade. And now the courtroom of heaven is in session. The gavel is about to fall. The verdict is about to be read. And every lying tongue, every false witness, every demonic assignment, it's about to be arrested by the decree of the Most High. But I need you to activate your faith right now. I need you to stop living defensive and start living declarative. If you believe, I mean truly believe, that heaven fights for you, that Michael stands guard over your life, that this arrest is coming and vindication is near, then declare it in the comments right now. Type it out. Heaven fights for me. Not as a hope, as a weapon, as a declaration of war against every lie the enemy told you about your future. Because the angel of fire isn't just protecting you anymore. He's about to prove you were chosen all along. And that proof? It's about to shake everyone who doubted you. So I'm asking you again, do you believe heaven fights for you? Then say it like you mean it. Beloved, we've walked through something sacred tonight. Let me remind you what heaven just revealed to you. You are not forgotten. The tears of God are not tears of abandonment. They are tears of divine urgency, because your breakthrough is closer than you think. The major arrest is coming. Not against you, but for you. Every enemy, every accuser, every force that tried to stop your destiny, heaven's justice is about to fall like thunder. And Michael, the warrior angel assigned to your life, has been fighting battles you never saw. You survived what should have destroyed you because heaven wouldn't let you fall. So remember this. You are not the target. You are the testimony. But here's what I need you to understand tonight. You are not walking this road alone. Even when it feels like the whole world turned its back, God never did. He's been orchestrating, arranging, moving pieces on the chessboard of your life. And this community right here, we're standing with you. We're praying with you. We're believing with you. So let me ask you something before we close. What would change in your life if you truly believed heaven was fighting for you right now? Not someday, not when you get your act together. Right now, today, this very moment. Think about it. Now, before you go anywhere, I want to pray over you. And I don't mean some casual prayer. I mean a prayer that reaches into the throne room and petitions heaven on your behalf. So if you're willing, just close your eyes wherever you are. Put your hand on your heart and let me stand in the gap for you. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, I lift up every person watching this right now. Lord, you see them. You know their name. You know the battles they've been fighting in secret. You know the tears they've cried when no one was watching. You know the weight they carry that nobody else understands. Right now, I ask you to wrap your arms around them. Let them feel your presence in a way they haven't felt in years. Break every chain of loneliness, depression, fear, and doubt. Arrest every demonic assignment. Silence every lying voice. And release your warrior angels to fight on their behalf. God, open doors no man can shut. Vindicate them where they've been falsely accused. Restore what the enemy stole. Heal what's been broken. Revive what's been dead. And let them walk into the destiny you ordained before the foundation of the world. I declare over them tonight they are chosen. They are protected. They are loved. And their breakthrough is not cancelled. It's just been delayed for divine timing. Give them strength for one more day. Hope for one more step. Faith for one more battle, because you are not finished with them yet. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Beloved, I need you to do something for me right now. If this message touched your heart, if you felt God speaking directly to you, drop a comment below. Tell me what God is doing in your life. Ask for prayer. Share your testimony. Let this community rally around you. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who's been struggling, feeling forgotten, carrying burdens alone, share this message with them. Send them this link. Let them know they're not alone. That heaven is crying to reach them too, because that's what we do in the kingdom. We don't hoard hope, we spread it. And listen, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, hit that subscribe button right now. Don't miss the next word God has for you, because I promise you, we're just getting started. Heaven has more to say, more to reveal, more to release over your life. Thank you for trusting me with your time tonight. Thank you for staying all the way to the end. That tells me you're serious about your walk with God. You're hungry for truth. You're ready for breakthrough. And I'm honored to stand with you. Now go in peace. Go in power. Go knowing that heaven fights for you. And that major arrest, it's already in motion. God bless you, beloved. We'll see you in the next message.